Well, hello everybody on Homeopathy Hangout podcast. This is Reeta Pohjonen. I'm coming to talk to you from Homeopathy School Helsinki. So I have been a homeopath soon 25 years. My name is Reeta Pohjonen and I'm in Helsinki at the moment. It is really dark, it is raining and there's some snow in Finland. So we have been diving into the deepest nights and when you'll be hearing this, into the holy nights of Christmas. If you like, it is an invitation that you write down your dreams, starting from Christmas Eve all the way until Epiphany on the 6th. And some do say that the first months, it's like the first night is January, the second night is February, and you might be able to see what is happening in 2025. The forecast for 2025 is definitely a master year. Every 4th of a century is when masters meet. And otherwise, we are going into the year of the snake, according to Chinese medicine. And we are in the age of Aquarius, so homeopathy and studying homeopathy is just the perfect thing to do in these years of Pluto in Aquarius. I hope everybody had a beautiful Christmas Eve. We in Finland do celebrate it on Christmas Eve. We do get the presents on that time. And did you know that we say that Santa Claus is from Finland? So Rovaniemi is a place up north where Santa lives with the elves and with his Santa wife. And the reason why we see the reindeer flying with the sledge and with Santa Claus and the presents, they say it has to do with agaricus, the red and white mushroom that either Santa or then also the elves and the reindeer are eating. And they do eat it through the snow. So that is a little bit for the mythology. I have been teaching homeopathy ever since I graduated. So I began with first aid courses. And even at the moment, I have Homeomamas, which is going to go English in 2025. So it is sharing homeopathic first aid for all the mamas out there and for the fathers. I myself have 4 children. They're adults now, and actually one is already an angel child. So I strongly encourage everybody listening to have a first aid kit at home, and to be able to use it and take acute consultations and also study acute homeopathy. It is so fantastic at home. So, like I myself was a single mother of 4 children, and I remember the sicknesses always come at night, and it's not very nice to go take one child, don't take all the children to go to the hospital. It was so empowering for me to have the first aid kits at home. And of course, I started studying homeopathy when my first son was born. So, I knew a lot about acute treatment. But for all the mothers out there, for all the homies out there, get yourself a beautiful kit from Eugenie and study acute homeopathy, because that's the way towards studying homeopathy to become a professional homeopath as well. So for the first years, I had these first aid courses for the mothers. I was actually helping pregnant women. I'm a prenatal yoga instructor as well. So I was helping pregnancies. I was helping births as well. It's not a sickness, naturally, to give birth to a beautiful child, but we can support it with homeopathy beautifully. And I think that's a great idea to consult your own homeopath. And then in 2007, I started studying. At that time, the school was the Transformational School of Homeopathy in Helsinki. And my first lecture was on the birds. And ever since, our school, or myself personally, we've done a lot of bird remedies. In 2012, I started owning the school, or co-owning it with beautiful ladies. So we've always had the school by women. It's been women-led, and it has been based on the sacred feminine, on co-creation. So many mentors of mine. I am the creatrix, I call, of the school. And I'm also the principal, and then I also teach a lot. I love teaching homeopathy. So most of the mentors that I use to help me co-create the school know about co-creation pedagogy. What it means is that students and teachers teach each other, and us, me, the principal, and the teachers, we co-create the curriculum together. And it's never the same. So it runs on the last year and the experiences of the last year, on the reflections of the students and the teachers, and on the group as well. So we are really good at holding space and reading what every group needs. Every group is so special. Our group sizes are pretty small, and that is why it is very easy to co-create in a way like this. But I'm sure this could be done with a bigger group when you have the good coaching behind. So the history of the Finnish school is actually already in the 80s. It was a Dutch built school, and then it's been owned by different ladies actually along the time. And at the moment, we have a 2-year curriculum, and we have the first aid course, the Homeo Mamas, and then we have homeopathic first year course that you can do by yourself online. So the 2-year curriculum that we started 2 years ago, we felt that people want to graduate faster. They are ready. You know, we used to have a 4-year school, and now we have the last class graduating in 2025 of the 4-year school. We felt it's more dynamic because we meet every week, and every second week we meet twice. We also meet in person, and then we are on Zoom as well. And we have groups where we meet. So we felt that to be more co-creative, to be more, like communal, to be more in touch with each other, and to have like multiple ways of learning. I and many of my teachers have studied education, so we have really co-created this throughout the years that we've been doing it. And like I said, it's a transformative process all the time. A new thing that we have since 1.5 years is our Tuesday container, which is open for everyone. It is in English, and it is on Tuesday evenings, Finnish time, from 6 to 8. You can join live, anybody, or you can have a recording. And sometimes we also sell Tuesday bundles like now, that you can have all the recordings, for example, the ones in English for a nice discount. And so the lecturers are from around the world, who our students are interested in, who our teachers want to learn from. All our teachers are joining, so they are learning as well all the time with us, so they keep up to date. For example, we had Sara Valentini talking about complex children, puns and pandas. We had Denitsa Apollin Matic talking about golden spiral. We had Ian Watson talking about the Tao of homeopathy. And we had Alice Timmerman talking about Maria Magdalena and about love. Myself and Mia Ihalempia, who is the tutor of the 2-year curriculum, talked about archetypes. So it's always like something new. So what is coming up for 2025? We are going to have Angelika Lemke talking about intuitive homeopathy. We are going to have Andreas Tiltz talking about his beautiful streptom. We are going to have Taina Alakulpi talking about Chinese medicine for homeopaths. We are going to have the wild homeopath talking about infertility and fertility issues. I myself will start in January on the sacred feminine remedies. So these are all open to everyone, and everybody's really welcome to join our container. We have done a lot of remedies during these years. That is possibly like we are very experimental, and I think a way of being feministic or, coming from the feminine side, from the yin side of homeopathy. It is about experiencing. So we are writing a book together with Taina Alakulppi and actually Deepti Kodessa, who is bringing the Finnish mythology into it, the shamanistic remedies of the Arctic, 20 remedies that we've done with the school or with my little groups. And I feel, and actually this does come from Jeremy Sher. I remember doing his dynamics in Copenhagen. He said homeopathy is modern shamanism. And I actually did take that seriously when he said that. When I was 18, 19, I was studying shamanism at the University of Helsinki. So I do have a background of comparative religion studies, which has made my interest in shamanism. And the Sami people are indigenous people of the north. I do have clients from there, and I do have a deep love, and I want to acknowledge the first people of Finland, that their remedies are very powerful. And so we started on this quest. Actually, we did the Black Swan, which is not really a shamanistic remedy from the Arctic, but we dove in to the energy of the swan. Camilla Scher had done the White Swan earlier. So we felt that we want to see how is the Black Swan different. And that was in 2012. And after that, we have done numerous different remedies. I just did a talk on them on our Tuesday container where I went through 13 of them. And if you look on Instagram on Homeopatia Koulutus or Reeta Pohjonen Homeopathy, we have been posting every day one of the remedies that we've done at school. Not all are the shamanistic remedies. There is also remedies like peacock, champagne, that is just our newest remedy, and some other ones, but they are all self-made remedies by ourselves. And how we make the remedies is that we either do a trituration, which is like minimum 5-hour process, or we've done a meditative proving, or we also have done quite a few Hahnemannian provings, which is like, it takes about half a year to conduct one. The latest of our triturations was champagne. So the students, 3 students, wanted to do a trituration of champagne. And first I was like, how does it fit, the other remedies that we've been doing? But I usually rather say yes than no to the students because I believe in their creative powers. So champagne was, of course, amazing. It was surprising, and it was a bigger remedy and a really, really big remedy of today. So the big question that came in champagne, it was a trituration. Who are you when you remove all the masks? That's a big question, huh? It had to do with power structures, and it had to do with money. Who does money belong to? And I say that since Corona time, we had the freshest, most authentic, and actually the rawest conversations in classroom while doing the trituration. It was like a decomposition or, it just felt so big. It felt like, we are really at the core of power money. And the champagne that the ladies chose was from the House of Pommery, which is female-led. So there were also issues with the feminine leaders, with women being in power. And the other side of the glam and of the elitistic champagne was naturally the dark of the people who are, abused because of the glamorous lifestyle, looking at Hollywood, for example. So it was broad, it was huge, it was it was a water remedy, definitely. That's what we are diving into next year at school. But it was also an alcohol remedy. So there's the ups and the downs. And it was a very connecting remedy at the same time. We simply loved it. So some of the shamanistic remedies that we've done at the school, I thought I'll just share a few for you to get an understanding. And one of them that was a big remedy for Finland and especially for Samiland, for Lapland, is the cloudberry, hilla. So the cloudberry is a very rich antioxidant, especially rich in C vitamin. It is bright orange, and we call it the Lapland's gold. So we wanted to see that what does this Lapland's gold want to talk to us about? Latin name is Rubus chameolis. Finland has a history of war. 2 generations back, all our grandparents and grandmothers were in some way in war. And it brings this sadness and this oppression of the big brother of Russia. We've also been under Sweden before that, a small country between big superpowers. So there's this natrium muriaticum, this kind of suppression, especially in women, but men too, about suppressing your feelings. And with this hilla, with the cloudberry, we got into a place before the wars where women were free, they were co-creating, they were abundant. They didn't have problems with the children because they were, growing up children, together. And that was such a fresh way to look at the Finnish history from a place of abundance and joy and, freedom. Then we did another remedy, Aquamarina arctica. That was also a northern remedy because it's the Arctic Sea. It was taken from the Norwegian side. And that was a huge grief remedy. I wanted to compare it with Aquamarina, which is from the warmer sea. And this was like how rough and how people in the north, with the cold, with the ice, with the snow, can manage in very, remote places. And it was a grief of wanting to be with your soulmate, a little bit like a feeling of saudade, which they have in Portugal, that the Atlantic is big and your love is on the other side of the Atlantic. And it also showed the power and the simplicity of the Finnish women giving birth, for example, wintertime in the past, in the sauna, without a midwife. They were definitely home births. You had to just heat up the water. It was a life and death situation. Summer babies were so much easier. And many of the winter babies died because of flus and things and malnutrition, and there was not so much food. And this was really my dedication to the Arctic Sea, to the whales, to the beauty of the cold waters, because the whales go to die in the cold waters. One of the intentions was to heal the oceans. And I brought back this Aquamarina to the ocean, to the same place as it was taken. And then we had a sacred masculine remedy, Halietus albicella, which is from the west coast of Finland. I wanted to do a free bird. So Halietus is an eagle, it's a sea eagle, and it's a huge, beautiful feather brought by my friend Deepti Kodessa's husband, Mika. And it was really important for him, and he is really like an eagle-like beautiful man. And we wanted to see how is it different from Halietus leucocephalus done by Jeremy Sher, which was the blood of an eagle that is in captivity. And this was definitely about, being in alignment with yourself, seeing your higher purpose, divine presence, divine masculine. And it was really like very clear, very supportive, very powerful. And the physical symptoms that come often with big bird remedies is challenges with the neck, or then your neck or back pains get better, and challenges with the legs, and something with digestion. And big bird remedies are also big grief remedies. So they do heal very deep grief as well. And the big birds often mate for lifetime. So there's this kind of looking for your soulmate or being grateful for your soulmate. And there are many more. I also want to talk to you about how the school goes and what kind of thesis the students can do. So we really cherish the art of homeopathy. When I started studying, I just loved the 9th paragraph of the Organon by Samuel Hahnemann, which talks about homeopathy bringing you to your life purpose, to your highest calling, to the reason why you came here. Like on Hahnemann's grave in Père Lachaise in Paris, it says, "I did not live in vain." So it feels like he really found his life purpose. And working with the art of homeopathy, of course, there is two sides. There's the science as homeopathy also, and that is as well important. And we have teachers representing that as well. And you can definitely go, when you graduate, you can write theoretical articles. You can do a very theoretical piece of work if that is what is calling you. And everybody does have to do a written piece. That is like a bachelor's degree in the university. What you can do it, like last creative project was the painting of death. So there was 3 remedies that Maija Korsu had looked at, and she's like a death doula, so she talked about the process of death. She had lost her husband before she started studying homeopathy. So the painting had Arsenicum album, which is a great death remedy at the end of your life. It has a lot of fears about death. Cygnus cygnus, the white swan, which is about losing your life partner. It's the hugest grief about losing your son, losing your child, losing your loved one. And then ayahuasca, a remedy for soul retrieval. A beautiful painting. And then a thesis about this. We've also had a beautiful project called Cafe Hahnemann by Jonna Laukkanen, and also cards done for the play that we had, a homeopathic play of 18 different characters coming to a cafeteria. Jonna herself being Madame Hahnemann, or Madame Materia Medica, and us as Materia Medica, like we had the Diamond, Marilyn Monroe singing. I was Agaricus playing the mushroom. We had Cannabis Indica playing some music. We had Helium meditating on stage. We had Apis really busy, and a few of our own remedies. So, and then Maria Lillestram, she did cards to this as her thesis, and paintings of each and every one of the characters. So that is always really welcome at our school. It is like we really encourage people to use their creative powers. Like, for example, Jonna had a background in theater. Maria had just started painting, and she just like overdid herself, and she became an amazing paintress after that. Maya, she had not been painting for a while, and she got to paint. We've had cases where people write poetry, homeopathic poetry, and then you can have the beautiful thesis to explain your artistic process. So studying homeopathy can be fun. It can be very experimental. It can definitely be very co-creative together. And we just love bringing different teachers and having their gems being taught. So we don't go one way or the other way. We let the student to learn and rediscover the way that they want to practice homeopathy. So during their studies, they take clients, which are tutored by the teachers and the tutors, and they are taught many modalities. We've had teachers like Jeremy Sher, Jonathan Shore, Alice Timmerman, Divya Chopra, Declan Hammond, Janet Snowden, Misha Norland, and many others bringing their wisdom. And actually, the last one we had was Ian Watson teaching 3 principles for the homeopaths, for them to also understand that homeopathy can be easy as well, and that you need to treat yourself and feel fine. So it's always been a big part of we've had summer schools that, self-help is so important. We want our students to feel well, and that's why we have tutors taking care of them, mentors taking care of them taking care of each other. And when we are meeting, we have a really oxytocin-like place where we meet in the center of Helsinki. We make it as comfortable as possible. We love our tea chats. We go out in the evenings and we do things together. And then there's the other side, like our further student is in Australia. And then we have people up north, and they might just be on Zoom, but we try to make the Zoom as co-creative as possible so that we do engage people on Zoom as well. And then we have people who sometimes watch things on recordings, which is as important as well. We work with sister schools. So, for example, the Golden Spiral International School of Homeopathy, Denisa Apolline Matit's new school. I was just teaching together with Janie Lavelle and Declan Hammond, and we were teaching the sacred masculine remedies, and Daniel Burgess was there as well. And we were talking about the sacred feminine remedies together with Janie Lavelle. We are also tutors at the school. And their students can come to our Tuesday containers sometimes, and our students were able to come into the teaching that we were holding together in London. And then we also co-create with the School of Intuitive Homeopathy with Angelica Lemke, Sara Valentini, and that is also lovely that they come to teach at our school and I go to teach at their school. I've been teaching at Che as well in the master class that they have, and we are really open to working with other schools as well. We've also worked with the Norland School of Homeopathy in Stroud for years, and bringing teachers from over there. And David Mundy has been coming as well. And our students, they do their medical studies with them mostly. 2025 is going to be a big year. We're going to be publishing the Shamanistic Remedies of the Arctic book in English, and we are going international. So that means from September onwards, we are starting an English speaking class. The whole school will actually go international. And what is really beautiful is that we have tutors that speak 10 different languages. So we have Finnish, English, French, Spanish, Estonian, German, Dutch, Catalan, Italian. So we have all these languages that you can do your homework with. So the studying is in English, but then we have multiple different written homeworks, or you can also do them orally. We have oral homeworks as well. So you can, do them with a tutor in your native language, if that is what pleases you. So keep tuned. We'll be talking about this more, but September 25 is going to be a big start. And we have our Tuesday container where you can join already to see how the teaching is. And in June, we are teaching together with Janie Lavelle about fertility and infertility. And that will also be partially, at least in English, so you can join that as well. Welcome so much. Welcome so much from the deepest part of my heart. I will end with the most beautiful book so far in homeopathy, The Tao of Homeopathy, from Ian Watson, about the homeopathic principles. When something in the outer world resonates with your innermost being, a healing possibility arises. The homeopath is one who utilizes this knowledge for the benefit of her patients. Yet the homeopathic principle is at work all the time without anyone being aware of it. When a piece of music or a beautiful poem stirs your soul and moves you to tears, this is homeopathy. When a minor incident brings forth all the unresolved pain from an earlier trauma, this is homeopathy. When life delivers the blow that breaks open your protective shell and forces you to grow in spite of yourself, this is homeopathy. Homeopathy doesn't belong to anyone. It is one of the ways in which life heals itself. Thank you, listeners. I hope this was inspiring for you. And if you have any questions, you can reach out retarexi@gmail.com, and you will find me at www.reetapohjonen.com or www.homeopathyschool.fi. Love, love, love.